I'm gonna use this one skill. It's gonna trigger the extra proc. This is the first attack. I get Pirish. This is the second attack, the third attack, and the fourth attack into one-shotting the whole wave. Hello, Internet! And today we got some Cerydra content. She's finally here. The creator experience server. And yep, everything is here. Are from there. Yo, when you close your eyes, you kind of see Cerydra, no? This is just a Honkai and Genshin collab. Now, with all the yapping aside, here's a scroll through all of her takes. You can, like, pause if you want to read it. But honestly, she's one of the more simpler characters to, like, utilize once you understand exactly what it means with her cooped domain ability. This is basically the ability that copies, like, your allies' skill once. You can use it, like, again that one time. That's pretty much her entire thing. Yeah, this is one of the longest light code backstory you ever seen. Holy crud. Heh? And here will be her best relic setup. We got Lushaka and Sarcerdos. Here are each of their stats, and honestly, these are not really insane stats at all. This is pretty achievable, and with that setup, we get stat line like these. Insane attack, because she scales off that. You want high attack for this Veni major trace that says if you have 4,000 attack, basically, you get out to 360% crit damage increase. That is a lot. And yo, she also just gets crit rate 100% of it for free. How dumb does that sound, huh? And even crazier, she has even more stats. You were wondering why I've got 149 speed, which is not high. Well, her skill here, which is another major trace, gets herself 20 speed along with your allies. So I am above 161 speed, which is like, you know, the perfect amount for getting triple turns. We'll talk about how she's used later, but here's the freaking Eidolons as well, which the E1 is actually pretty good value. And I would say though, both the Lycone and the E1's pretty good. And first of all, I ran some testing. Cerydra and Castris doesn't work. The dragon does not get to like do its skill twice. Only Castris good. Same with Eildanheng. I thought, you know, you could enhance the basic with his skill. Technically, I used his skill. Nah, you cannot do his like 3E basic twice. But she is insanely good with characters like ANAXA that actually uses skill. Not to mention PHAINON as well. You know what, man? And without further ado, let's just jump right in. I'll just show you how stupid this character is. And of course, it's in a good way. Voila, here's the team. Cerydra's main function will be to make PHAINON just stupid broken. Before that though, just a quick word for today's sponsor, Loot Bar. It is a reliable website offering cheaper prices to purchase shards for tons of games, and I personally use it for Star Rail. Loot Bar offers cheaper prices for a variety of shard bundles and even for express passes. It shows how much you save on their site, so you know what you're getting. Not to mention the reviews reflect how good the services are. No issues there. There are unique shard bundles that could guarantee a new character. Some guarantees the Lycone, some gives you general resources, or you can stick to the standard shard bundles that we have in-game, but at a cheaper rate. The experience with Loot Bar was pleasant, where the shards arrive in your account almost instantly after the transaction. It is in line with experiences with a lot of other users as well. And with characters like Saber coming along, this is the best time to give Loot Bar a try, and hopefully it'll help you get her. There are even E6 bundles for any diehard fans out there as well. Very helpful. It's very easy to set up. All you need is to click on my link in the description, sign up to Loot Bar, click on whichever bundle you like, enter your UID and server, complete the payment, and you're good. There are a lot of other games outside of just Star Rail as well that they offer services for example, Wuthering Waves and the Zone Zero, and that's just to name a few. But yeah, it'll help me out a ton if you just give it a try with my link in the description now. I really would appreciate it, and it directly supports the channel. If you use my link right now, there are offers like new user discounts or coupons that you don't want to miss out, and it'll help you get that character you so hope for. And with that said, let's get back into the video. In any case, to start, we got her technique right here, where you want to actually swap to your attacker and attack the enemy. That's how you actually activate Cerydra's technique, which this is how it happens, right? Is she's gonna start with using her skill instantly, and depending on who you enter battle with, that's who she's gonna buff with her skill. And you can tell right here, I got a chest icon on top of PHAINON. That chest icon means I got military merit. On top of that is the major trace Vici. This is also for Cerydra. We get 20 speed, and because you get the speed for free, look at PHAINON. He's 164. I have an attack boot. It's so easy actually to get this speed, especially when you have his Lycone. It's like 330 speed right there, right? So if you can pull this off with PHAINON, pair that with a Sunday at 161, you can achieve the perfect speed tuning of PHAINON going first and then Sunday second, but still, you are faster than 161. That is absolutely perfect. Let's go for the ultimate, and we did 60k damage there. So yeah, well, you would think, well, based on the major trace, she has insane stats. 500 crit damage, 100 crit rate. Her damage output is not like crazy good. It's not bad though, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. She's a support after all. Now let's go in with Sunday. We're gonna get that energy regen in, and everyone here with a skill of Cerydra as well will also give PHAINON the alt charge, which is why it's perfect. Right now we got 5 skill points. We are gonna use it again. Now do note that with Cerydra you don't have to continually use the skill, but you want to keep the VIDS speed buff up at least. But at least in this case though, you also want PHAINON to just get more stacks, so I'm gonna use it on PHAINON. That means 7 stacks of alt charge. We're almost there. We got 4 out of 6 chest stacks as well, and when we reach 6 on the character, we can use their skill twice essentially. So we're gonna like perform it right now. We're gonna push you up again another turn because we perfectly speed tuned in. Here we got PHAINON. Now we're gonna use the final E, I think that will trigger the 6 chest stack, and now I can turn into the true final boss. When we hit 6 stacks of chest piece, we instantly turn it into a golden one right here, and the moment it happens, we're gonna actually turn the military buff into the P-Rage buff right here. And P-Rage buff is the one that will trigger Coup de Main only when you use the skill though, and Coup de Main is basically the skill and I can use twice. Right here on the right, the glowing one, this is my skill. And let's not forget with P-Rage, you get all-time rest, but you get skill damage shall increase by 72%, which is insane. You get attack buff as well, not to mention you also trigger additional damage up to 18 times after using an attack. So this is really high attack boost for PHAINON, and as you can tell, we're doing a melee. We're also triggering the extra damage from Cerydra, which is not that much though, all things considered. And yeah, just like that, that's like 2 million damage done, and 2 million damage output in a week where it doesn't buff PHAINON at all. It's pretty fire. And now we got 4 enemies on the field. We're also done with the peerage, right? What happens now is we go back to military merit. We've done with the peerage, and we don't have the extra skill anymore. Now we gotta like get our chest piece stacks up again and get it up to 6. Thankfully, for every skill we use, I click the skill right there, I can gain 1 stack still, even in this state, like where Cerydra is not even existing. We can still gain the chest stacks. Now we're gonna counter them with this hit. This doesn't really count as a skill though, so thankfully anyway, we do have our skill, and we're gonna go and use it. You would think we can kill them now, but unfortunately I don't think we could, because with this stage, it's so weird. Look at how much less my damage output is. It's these, the lady crashing waves. They absorb part of the damage, I think. Yeah, the black type fever absorbs 200k of the damage, and then they turn it to dot damage. So we kind of gotta wait. It's not even good. Like, this is so slow for like, you know, speed clears, but whatever, man. Like, they'll take the turn. We got 4 stacks of chest piece right now. If we get it to 6, we get the P-Rage buff, and that's when we get a lot of damage boosts and the extra skill usage. So we got counter them again. It's not gonna do too much because of their passives. We got enough skirt stacks. Let's use our E again. Not enough chest piece yet, but by using this, we still gain 1 extra blue chest piece, which is pretty nice. And just like that, we got him. Now, it's not the fastest clear. That is an issue with PHAINON anyway, at least with like a casual setup. Since during his elbow, he's based on his base speed. So we got 5 out of 6 blue chest piece here. This is how you want to play Cerydra. Take note of the numbers, take note of your skill, right? We're going to use a Q. That's a basic that gets me my 6 stack. I instantly trigger Cerydra, getting myself peerage. With peerage, I now have a lot of damage boost, and we're going to use our skill right here, which is going to trigger twice. Check this damage. That's a million right there into an extra million. Japart's entire face has just got cut down to halfway done. And now with the explosion, this is basically through 1 action. Well, not really 1 action, but 1 ultimate phase, right? Half an ultimate phase. Japart has 34% HP left. So yep, PHAINON plus Cerydra, ladies and gents. It's not fair. It makes him so good. Anyways, here comes the freaking ult again. 100k dealt from a support, which is just kind of supports these days. They also do damage now. Anyways, we got Ho-Ho's first turn in today. The fact that this is her first turn and we're almost done with the entire stage. What the crud. Yep, that's pretty much all that you really have to worry about Cerydra. It's relatively simple to use. Now we have a turn again. With PHAINON, you usually want to just use the skill, right? And now the question, I guess I'll just use my ult. Kind of a waste that I took a turn here. I'm just gonna use my ult though. I should be able to like finish them in this 1 turn. We do have 3 blue chest piece right here. What we will do is we'll start with an E. This will not trigger the extra trigger on the skill, which is totally still fine. This mob is gonna like absorb a lot of the damage though and turn it to dot, which is annoying. And yeah, I think this is where it just sucks, huh? Yeah, I think I definitely misplayed. This is where you want to really note of the math. If with PHAINON's turn earlier before he turns, I use a skill or a basic, I would have had the 6 chest piece right now. Maybe I could have double skilled here and killed them all, right? Unfortunately, I cannot do that no more, so let's just use a freaking W. This will trigger everyone pushing them up. So yeah, there you go. Japart's gonna take a turn, gonna punch me once. We're gonna counter it, but just a little bit away from like a 1 cycle clear, which is totally still fine. And we're gonna end this with the final meteor strike and got him. That's a million damage on a singular target. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the strongest teams you'll ever find in the current version. You can definitely go for a 29 cycle clear, or without a healer, you can easily get a 0 cycle clear. That's the level that we're looking at right now. I've tested without Ho-Ho and just using a Robin and such. I got like a 1 cycle clear without really trying. And you're just not dead at all because, well, PHAINON protects you, right? But you know what? Who cares about PHAINON? PHAINON's like the castress, basically. It's boring, man. He's just too good anyway. ANAXA is the one that I really want to find out. I've tested this, and let me tell you, this might be the one reason why I would want to pull him. Everyone thought ANAXA would just be helping the Herda. Nah. Cerydra now helps ANAXA be insane. I'm sure you understand what it means, though. Like, you know, he can trigger the skill 4 times, but when you set it up with the amount of speed, look at that, the push up at the start, right? It's based on the technique. If you set it up this way, you'll make it 162 on ANAXA, 161 on Sunday, so we can push ANAXA for double the turns, plus Cerydra giving him double the attacks. Do you know how ridiculous ANAXA becomes? Well, you don't know, so that's what I'm about to show you. Step numero uno. The showcase of Cerydra would be versatile because you can use your E again, but you know, this ain't a PHAINON. I know how to force it, so I'm just gonna use a basic instead. I'm gonna get my ult because a character with military merit will regenerate 5 energy for Cerydra by using skill or basic. So this is like the perfect synergy for ANAXA because I use my skill a lot the moment I get like all the weaknesses up, right? So there we go. We did regen 5 energy. That allows me to get this ulted, which actually gets 2 blue chest charges, right? And now we go for the ult. They have sublimation. We have all the weaknesses unlocked, and we're about to unlock the most ridiculous scene ever. We push the ANAXA. We get our ultimate. We're gonna use it on ANAXA. ANAXA now has 5 blue chests. I'm gonna use this one skill. It's gonna trigger the extra proc. This is the first attack. I get Pirish. This is the second attack, the third attack, and the 4th attack into one-shotting the whole wave. That's like the first real offensive turn cycle. That was like 1 Sunday push. It's crazy, dude. And guess what? All those kills, it regens energy for Cerydra. So overall, they just have such perfect synergy. It's like crazy good synergy. But anyways, glazing aside, let's just keep on playing. I want to make sure you have enough speed buff, though. That's the secret, right? Because let's remember now, VIDS here, the 20 speed buff, it goes for 3 total turns. So you want to make sure it's always up. I'm going to go ahead and use my E right here. Get that E in. Now we got 2 chest stacks. We're going to use our E absolutely. So that's the 3rd stack into the 4th stack because it's a skill after all. That's 0.5 mil every hit. It is pretty fire. And now we push you back up again. I get 1 more skill point back. I think this should be enough for me to get 6 total stacks, but it will not trigger right away yet, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there we go. That's 400k for every trigger, and then we get our golden stack right there. Now we have our ult as well because we're regenerating energy so quickly by using so many of my skills, right? So from here, if you don't push back the wrong unit, yep, thank you, we should be unstoppable. They keep hitting little ego. That's so nice, actually. Do not bully someone your own size. Bully someone half your size. In fact, 1/10 your size. I think we can go for the 0 cycle attempt here because we got the R6 freaking P-Rich stacks as well. The freaking golden chest. We have enough speed buff on Cerydra, I think. We have VIDS 3 turns left. The Lyco not only gives you a lot of attack, it also regens your skill point. That's perfect. That's the 1 skill point I needed. Oh, no. Oh, frick, dude. I meant to use my skill. Ah, dude, that's a misplay right there. Whatever, though. It is what it is. You know what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna use my E. It's gonna do a lot of damage. Freaking 0.5 mil every time. Another 400k into the 3rd hit, into the 4th hit. You know what? I think we'll be fine, man. I think we'll be fine. The annoying part is, yeah, check this out. We ran out of speed buff, so we're below Sunday now. Oh, it is what it is, though. We're still gonna push you here. We're gonna get our ult in as well, plus our ultimate as well. Why not? So bam, that's 100k, 25% HP left. I wonder if I could get the 0 cycle. I don't think so. It's gonna be real close though. Imagine if someone could get 1 more blue chest stack here. I could have like triggered, you know, the 4 hits right here, right now. Oh, that would be so perfect. I triggered it a little bit late though, no? 6% left, man. This is so close. Can I? Oh, I don't know. Can I get the ult, please, at least? If Lil Ika could do maybe 3% of a Svarog, maybe. Bam. Ah, dude, I don't think so, man. You got Cerydra away. Oh, yeah, you gotta be. 1 energy off. That's the 0 cycle right there. 1 energy off, guys. All right, the only thing I need to hope for now is I gotta go for the Q, and I gotta hope that if I can break the Cerydra, I thought she might be able to, like, take the turn somehow. Never mind. Yeah, that's a shame, I suppose. Oh, dude. Oh, we do win this, obviously, but yeah, we could have definitely 0 cycles. This was the way on, like, the block. I'm just too stupid to figure this out. Yeah, is this not just actually better than what PHAINON showed. But I will say so enemy selection. Like the enemy for the final stage was like damage reducing. That one's annoying, but you know, this week's one though, with ANAXA especially, I actually think, just like the tier list would say, ANAXA is genuinely top tier right now. Even with this team, he's even better than anything. That was the performance of Cerydra. Let's talk about the conclusion. Should you pull her? Easiest solution if you have a PHAINON and you want to make a PHAINON the best PHAINON of all time, you gotta go for the Cerydra. Same if you're using ANAXA as the main DPS. I will say a lot of people did not think ANAXA was gonna be this good. Same with me. I thought it was gonna be great with like the Herda, but who knew the main DPS ANAXA just turned out to be insane. If you do own that and you're trying to use that as a main DPS, I actually very much recommend you to get her for just ANAXA. It's really worth it in my opinion. A couple of other characters that you could think about using Cerydra with would be someone like Archer. Everyone has an Archer. Outside of that, I'm sure there's like maybe 1 or 2 more characters that's suitable, but there's also a lot that's not, like any break effect characters. You know, Cerydra buffs attack is not really that perfect. And for the Herda, you would think it's good, but the fact that the Herda's a skill requires you to have high stacks on the enemy for you to do high damage. You can trigger her twice. Yes, the skill happens twice, but the stacks on the enemy will be cleared after the first hit, so she doesn't really do as much damage as you would think on the second hit, so not really too perfect, right? A couple other interesting one, maybe Face Out. You can certainly use that, but I wouldn't say it's the most perfect idea. Same with Saber, I suppose. But generally speaking, Cerydra is just usable for a lot of teams. Very strong in like 3 teams, you know, being PHAINON, ANAXA, and Archer. Plus, you are a Harmony character, so yeah, we all know what the deal is with Harmony characters. You really want to get them, especially with like the new endgame coming in where you might need more teams. Getting a Harmony character in Cerydra will guarantee you in the future, if they release anything that's good with this character specifically, well, you got him right here. As for all of their stats, I'll show you the ones that matter. Here's the PHAINON. It's not exactly the easiest one to build, especially if you don't have his own light cone, but it's certainly possible if you want to speed tune it perfectly, like, you know, with Sunday being just slightly slower. Here's Cerydra again. We got pretty standard stuff with Cerydra, and honestly, her main job isn't really to even do too much damage. You really just want her to put on like the peerish buff on your DPS. The High Sin though, it's all a pretty standard build. It's not that crazy. Here's the ANAXA. This one's actually harder to build considering his light cone does not provide you with speed, but because of that, I'm running a speed main staff for the boot, unlike the final where I ran attack percent. Obviously, we also have the Ho-Ho, which is also on a very standard build, nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, it's not even a perfect build for her, but well, if this one works out, yours should work out as well. So yeah, overall, W character incredibly strong. PHAINON and ANAXA, they're both just cracked out the gills now, and that'll be all for today. We'll be cooking more content with Cerydra for sure, so do follow the channel for more. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Cerydra as a character though, and take care.